Scared you. A few weeks ago, I had an idea. A completely unhinged idea, to be sure, but what I thought was my best idea yet. It all started when I caught the announcement video for Game Awards Content Creator of the Year Ludwig's first ever chessboxing event.
Checkmate.
Victory. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Looks cool, I thought, but something's missing. When I looked over all the info for it, it just didn't add up. Ludwig's got an absolutely stacked undercard here, but what if somebody drops out? What if somebody can't make it? This madman is holding a close contact event right at the height of cold and flu season, and there are no substitutes listed. Who's gonna fill in when Sardoche gets the sniffles? Well, when I saw that, I decided it was my duty as an American citizen to help Ludwig fix this problem by finding somebody to be an alternate fighter/player in the Mogul Chessboxing Championship. But who? I was stumped. The event was soon, so any content creator with the skills for both boxing and chess was either booked by then or already in the event. Except for one. Me. Well, I'm not doing anything December 11th. I think it's gotta be me. But how could I inform Ludwig that I was waiting in the wings whenever he needed me? Of course, I couldn't just ask to be an alternate on his chessboxing undercard. No, I'm sure there's a list of dozens of people who are clamoring to get humiliated live on the internet with face punches and scholars mates. But none of them are me. So to stand out from the crowd, I had to make a real impression. And as a professional actor with over 1 IMDb credit, I knew what I had to do. I had to create an audition tape. So without leaving any time for very justified self-doubt, I wrote up a script and began to record. And I gotta say, it came naturally. I felt born to be in this event, and I knew Ludwig would agree. But when I looked at the footage to edit it, that feeling dissipated instantly. Watching my goofy ass prance around the screen, I thought, A, this sucks, and B, this sucks. But I pressed on anyway, and a few days later, I emerged from my editing chrysalis a beautiful content creator butterfly, with a video way better than I thought it would be. I now present my magnum opus.
Power comes in many forms: strength, agility, intelligence. I believe there is just one man who possesses all three.
Oh shit.
I am that man. I am Jack the King Samuels. I know every move before it's made. I can see every punch before it's thrown. And whoever my opponent is, I will not stop until I take my crown.
Hello, my fellow moguls. My name is Jack, and here's why I should be your first choice for an alternate fighter/player in case someone drops out of the Mogul Chessboxing Championship. First of all, I want to say that I take the arts of both chess and boxing incredibly seriously. Back home, they call me Magnus Tyrolson. My left hook is almost as feared as my gambits. Second, I want to say I'm not just some guy. I am a professional content creator with over 300 subscribers. And last, I want to make it very clear that I will under no circumstances be using any sort of vibrating anal cheat device to tell me when and where to punch. See you in the ring. Goosebumps. Every time. But still, I couldn't help but wonder, was sending this to Ludwig a good idea? Well, there was no time to worry about that now, because the date of the event was creeping up. So I sent an email to Ludwig's business address. This is business, right? And shockingly, it didn't bounce back. But I couldn't ride the high for long, because within minutes of sending, I saw this tweet. Please stop misusing my business email. In 2019. His popularity's only exploded since then, I thought. There's no way he checks this thing anymore. I had to find another way. But how? An Instagram DM, that's how. And with my message sent, I took a well-deserved weekend off to play Demon's Souls. But as I slayed demon after demon, buzzing on Cheetos and wine, a thought kept creeping into the back of my head. Did Ludwig see my message? Should I stay ready? Work out? Practice my London system? I couldn't wait any longer. I had to check my messages. Demons be damned. And what did I see? Did I see the response just as I imagined it? With Ludwig telling me I had a spot in the Mogul Chessboxing Championship and also how handsome I am? No. No, of course not. My inbox was as empty as my gloves were on December 11th. But maybe that's a good thing. A few days ago, I had a dream that kind of perfectly wraps up this whole thing. In it, I was supposed to be performing in a WWE-style pro wrestling match, but the day of the event, my coach wasn't picking up my calls, and I had no idea what choreography I was supposed to do. I was late, I didn't have my costume, and to top it all off, I had lost my lucky ring. I was running through a massive mall full of people, trying to get to my dressing room as fast as I could. I finally made it to a tiny bookstore right next to the dressing room. There in the window was my lucky ring, resting in a beautiful hand-drawn lost and found display. As I picked it up, a gorgeous woman approached me, telling me that this was her bookstore. She had found the ring, and she had drawn the display, too. I thanked her profusely, but I had a wrestling match to get to, so I bid her farewell and approached the dressing room. Security waved me in, and I entered. After grabbing my costume, I went to the stands, which were filled with the other wrestlers. I frantically looked around for my coach, but I'd never met him, so I didn't even know what he looked like. Suddenly, I heard a voice ask, "What's wrong, kid?" I turned around to see music legend, crack addict, and all-around troubled soul Rick James staring at me. This was obviously his wrestling event. Covering, I told him I need to make a note card with my moves on it, but I can't remember what they are, and he pointed at my coach. I walked right up to him and said, "Hi, I'm shocked we haven't met before." He said, "No, I'm pretty sure we have. You're Nelson, right? Your son is Jeff. You have the same name as the chief of police." I was like, "No, none of that's true." And the color drained from his face. "We have a ton of work to do," he said, and he handed me a note card with my moves on it. Just then, it was time for the event to start, and I woke up. Now, I'm not one of those people who thinks that every dream is your unconscious mind trying to tell you something, but I think this is an exception. At the end of the day, you might have your moves, you might have your costume, you might even have the most beautiful woman in the world return your lucky ring to you, but none of that truly makes you ready to step into the arena. And if you're not ready, wake up. Did I actually think I was going to weasel my way into a huge event like this last minute? No. Did I have a ton of fun making silly videos in my room? Yes! And so, at the end of the day, even though Jack the King Samuels must leave his gloves hung up and his pawns unpromoted, I still feel accomplished. Because fuck the results. As long as I'm having fun and nobody's getting hurt, I'm just gonna do the silly, weird, maybe a little crazy, definitely a little cringe thing that I wanna do. And you should too. Because it being fun is enough. And that's all I got. Take care, everyone, and bye.